Hi, I'm Tanya. Welcome to Faithful Flow. This is my boy Wyatt asleep in the corner. This is going to be a yin style class. So we're going to move slowly, we're going to breathe, and we're going to use some breath prayers to help us throughout this practice. So we're going to be looking at Psalm 57. We're going to be focusing our hearts and our mind on that psalm. And then we've got 4 different breath prayers. So each of the 4 poses that we'll do today will have a different breath prayer to use with it. And those breath prayers are kind of taken directly out of the Psalms. I've had to condense some of the verses just a little bit to make them fit into a prayer, but they're very reflective of the psalm themselves. So you want a yoga mat for this class. You might find a blanket helpful just to add a little bit of extra padding since we are going to be in some of the poses for some longer holds. That can be helpful. And then you might find 2 blocks helpful for a frog pose. So they're not necessary, but sometimes they can give you a little bit of lift or some support for the upper body, which allows the hips to open up a little bit more. If you don't have blocks, just a pillow or something that you can hug can work. And then again, you don't have to have anything. So you can do this class without the yoga blocks. So if you want to grab any props that you'd like to use and then join me seated on your mat whenever you're ready. All right, we're going to do just a little bit of breath work. I'm going to read the psalm to us and then we'll get into our first pose. So find any comfortable seat, wherever you're at, sit up nice and tall. If you're comfortable with it, you can close your eyes. Let's take a full breath in, feel the lungs expand. And exhale, release that. Again, a big breath in, fill all the way up. And exhale, release. One more big breath in, fill up through the lower ribs, the upper ribs all the way up to the top. Maybe pause at the top this time. And then exhale nice and slowly. You can continue with your slow, intentional breathing. I'm going to read Psalm 57, verses 7 through 11. My heart is confident, God. My heart is confident. I will sing praises. Wake up, my soul. Wake up, harp and lyre. I will wake up the dawn. I will praise you, Lord, among the peoples. I will sing praises to you among the nations. For your faithful love is as high as the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches the clouds. God, be exalted above the heavens. Let your glory be over the whole earth. If you close your eyes, you can go ahead and flutter them open. The first pose we're going to do is half cow face. So let's extend our left leg along on the mat. Our right leg is going to cross over that left, and then you're going to allow this right knee to fall to where it can stack on top of this left one. Now this right foot, you'd like to be kind of close to the body. You're going to be on the outside of that right foot, so the pinky toe side. You can rest your hands around your leg or on the ground. Sit up nice and tall, and then keeping that length, just fold forward any amount. This left leg is long. I'd like for the knee and the foot to be facing up towards the ceiling, and you can keep this left foot nice and flexed. And our breath prayer for this pose is, my heart is confident, God. My heart is confident. Verse 7 from that psalm. My heart is confident, God. My heart is confident. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now, if full cow face is in your practice and you'd like to do that, you can tuck that base leg underneath you. And then again, sit up tall and fold forward. So that's an option, but there's no need to go there. You're welcome to stay in the half cow face. My heart is confident, God. My heart is confident. Inhale. And exhale. And again, in and out. My heart is confident, God. My heart is confident. and out. Again, in and out. Last breath here. From there, sit up. You can bring your fingertips behind you for a little bit of support as you uncross your legs. Extend both legs, and you can just kind of like to bend the legs a little bit, kind of beat them back and forth. And then we'll move on to the other side. So right leg is long, flex that right foot, left leg crosses over, foot comes close to the hip, and then allow this left knee to fall forward. You can grab that left leg, sit up tall. Make sure this right leg and foot is still neutral and pointing up towards the ceiling. Maintain, grow a little more length in the spine, and then just fold forward. My heart is confident, God. My heart is confident. So David, we think, wrote this psalm when he was hiding in the cave from Saul. So it was during a stressful time. He was worried about his next days. He was worried about his future, but he didn't let his worries stop him from praising. He praised God despite his current situation. Some of the hardest times to praise God. We can take this lesson from David. If you wanted to move into that full cow face on this side, you can do that as well, tucking that base leg underneath you, still sitting up tall and just folding forward a bit. My heart is confident, God. My heart is confident. And the reason David had a confident heart is because he knew that God's love was steadfast. He knew that God was faithful, and that even though it seemed like he had things to fear, he didn't. And so his confidence wasn't in him or who he was or his plans or what he could do to save himself, but his confidence was in the Lord. My heart is confident, God. My heart is confident. Last breath here. And then slowly you can sit up out of this. Extend your legs. This time we're going to bend our legs, put the feet on the floor. Hands can come behind you, and just allow the knees to fall from side to side a few times. We're going to move and stretch our chest next. And then that was our outer hips. We're going to come back and do our inner hips in a moment with a frog pose. But for now, we're moving to puppy pose. So this is going to be on our knees. So if you'd like to fold a blanket up to give you a little more padding, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to read our breath prayer before we get there, because once I get into puppy pose, it's kind of hard to speak. So it's, I praise you, Lord. I sing praises to you. So I praise you, Lord. I sing praises to you. And for puppy pose, you're going to stick your hips up over your knees. Knees can be about hips width apart. Toes can be touching or slightly a little wider, whatever is more comfortable for you. And then you're just going to begin to walk your hands towards the front of the mat. And as you do that, allow your chest to come down towards the ground. So it's called puppy pose. It's also called heart melting pose. Your chin can rest on the mat or your forehead. And then take as many deep, slow breaths as you can here. I praise you, Lord. I sing praises to you. I praise you, Lord. I sing praises to you. We're about halfway. So if you need to come out of this, you can drop the hips towards the heels and come into a child's pose. Otherwise, just focus on your breath and your prayer and praising God for his faithful and steadfast love. You got about 2 breath cycles left here. And to come out of this, I'm going to start with kind of the belly button area, lift the chest up towards the ceiling, then walk the hands in. And then we'll counter this with just a cat pose. So draw the ribs up towards the ceiling, tuck the chin. And then come back to a tabletop. And then we'll just sit our hips back on our heels for a moment. Let's take a breath. And let it go. Once more, inhale. And exhale. All right. Next up is frog pose. We're going to hold this one for a little bit longer, and I'm going to show you 2 options before we get started with the breath prayer. So the first option is going to be against a wall. So this is going to be a more gentle option. So you can take a blanket with you. We're going to lay down on our back. You're going to want some space away from the wall so your hips aren't touching it. And then you're going to bring your knees to where they're stacked over your hips and then just allow them to fall wide on the mat. On the wall. Arms can come out to a T. If you'd like a little more intensity, you can rest your hands on the legs and just apply very gentle pressure. There's really not a whole lot of pressure as much as just the weight on my hands with the effects of gravity are kind of allowing or applying a little bit of pressure. So that's frog pose at the wall. That's option 1. The second option is the one on our mat. For this one, I like to have my blanket kind of lengthwise, and this is where these blocks might be helpful. So I'm going to have my knees, so basically that same pose, but upside down. So my knees are going to come on to the mat. Flex your feet. I'd like to have your ankles kind of in line with the knee. So like you're trying to make a 90-degree angle between your thigh and your calf. And then you can rest your chest on a block if you'd like to. So I like to have a block kind of right under my ribs and then another one on the shorter height for my forehead to rest. So we'll be in this one for about 3 minutes. And our breath prayer is, your faithful love, exhale, has no end. So inhale, your faithful love has no end. So with our last pose, we were praising and singing our praises to God. And in this pose, we're being very specific about one of the things that we're praising God for, which is his faithful love. Your faithful love has no end. And you may find once you've been in this pose for a few moments that your hips begin to kind of open a little bit. And if that happens, you can just slide the knees a little further apart from each other. Drop your hips down a bit more. And if you're not feeling a whole lot, you probably need to shift your hips back towards your heels here. So I'll see this pose sometimes where the hips are forward, and really you'd like them to be kind of in line with the knees. So think about sending that tailbone back, and that will intensify the stretch again a bit more. Your faithful love has no end. Your faithful love has no end. Your faithful love has no end. We've got a little bit of time left in this pose. And while we're here, just encourage you to think about a time where you've experienced God's faithful love in your life. It can be something from this week, something minor, or it can be like a major episode from this past year. Just try to recall a specific instance where God's faithful love has been evident in your life. Take 2 breaths left here. Inhale your faithful love. Exhale has no end. To come out of this, if you're on your belly, you're just going to bring your hands towards the ground, push up a little bit, and then you can slide your hips forward, kind of walk the legs back, and then make your way to a seat. And if you're on your back at the wall, you can just bring the legs over to one side. You can use your hands to help you bring them up and then come to the side and then make your way back to a seat. And then our last pose is going to be a twist. So you can come back onto your back again. Not again, but for the first time. We're going to take an easy twist. So on the back, tuck the shoulder blades underneath you, stack the knees up over the hips, bring the shins up to where they're roughly parallel to the ground, and then just allow the knees to fall to the right. Our breath prayer for this pose comes from the last part of the psalm. I exalt you, Lord. May your glory cover the earth. I exalt you, Lord. May your glory cover the earth. And trying to keep that right shoulder on the ground, you can kind of even unwind the shoulders a bit. And then if you'd like to, you can take your left hand, pick up on the right hip a bit, pull it towards the knees. That'll just add a little more opening along this right side. Try and send the right hip away from the ribs a bit. So we're twisting, but we're not scrunching up on this right side. I exalt you, Lord. May your glory cover the earth. I exalt you, Lord. May your glory cover the earth. We're a little bit past halfway on this side. I exalt you, Lord. May your glory cover the earth. Last breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Very slowly, let's bring the legs up through center. Put both feet on the floor, lift your hips, lengthen your tailbone, set it back down. Let's pause here. Take a breath between sides. Inhale. And exhale. Second side. Knees come up over the hips. Extend the shins to where they're roughly parallel to the ground. And then allow your legs to fall over to the right. Once you're there, unwind your shoulders. Try to bring that left shoulder down towards the ground. Take a few breaths here. I exalt you, Lord. May your glory cover the earth. If you'd like to, you can bring that right hand across to the left hip, lift it up a bit, and then pull towards the knees. As you do that, try and unwind the shoulders a bit more towards the ground. I exalt you, Lord. May your glory cover the earth. We're about at the halfway point on this side. I exalt you, Lord. May your glory cover the earth. I exalt you, Lord. May your glory cover the earth. Two more breath cycles here. From there, bring your head back up through center. Slowly bring your legs back up. Feet to the ground. Let's press into the ground, lengthen the lower back, set the hips back on the ground after that. And then let's just take a breath together here. Inhale and exhale. And from here, we'll move into a few moments of final rest. So you can do that here on your back. You can extend your legs. You can take it on your side. You can sit up however you'd like to be for your final rest. We'll spend a few breaths together, and then I'm going to sit up and read our psalm once more. If you're on your back, tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Make sure you're nice and supported. Take a nice deep, full breath in. Inhale, feel the lungs expand, feel the belly grow. And then exhale slowly, slowly, slowly. Release tension in your forehead, around your eyes. Release your neck, your chest. Allow your arms to be supported by the ground. Release each one of the fingers. Get soft through your core, your hips. Release your thighs, your hamstrings. Allow your feet to flop open. Finally, release tension in your toes. Allow your breath to still your body, to calm your soul. I'm going to read Psalm 57, verses 7 through 11 once more. My heart is confident, God. My heart is confident. I will sing praises. Wake up, my soul. Wake up, harp and lyre. I will wake up the dawn. I will praise you, Lord, among the peoples. I will sing praises to you among the nations. For your faithful love is as high as the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches the clouds. God, be exalted above the heavens. Let your glory be over the whole earth. Begin to bring some awareness and movement back into your body. You can wiggle your fingers and toes a bit if you'd like. A good morning stretch would feel good. You can do that. Arms overhead, legs nice and long. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then roll onto either side. And slowly press your way up to a comfortable seat. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this class felt good for your body, but more importantly, it helped you uplift your soul and help you to sing some praises to our amazing Father and for his faithful and steadfast love. So please don't forget to like and subscribe. You're welcome to share this class with somebody who can benefit from it. And please leave me a comment of any scriptures or classes that you'd like to see in upcoming classes. I hope to see you again soon. Grace and peace. Bye.